In this demonstration you learn how to create a blob container and how to set its public access level in the Azure portal. You also learn how to upload a blob to that container and how to access the blob via its URL. Let's switch to the Azure portal. Here in the Azure portal I navigate to the Wired Brain Coffee storage account. In the navigation of that storage account, I scroll down to the Blob service and I click on Blobs. Let me collapse the Azure portal navigation and let's click here now on Container to create a new container. As you can see, you have to enter a name. I type in the name Images. You can also set here the public access level, private, blob and container. Let's keep private here for the beginning. And I click OK to create this container. As you see, this was really quick. Now we have the Images container and you can click on it. On this container, you have the upload button that you can use to upload a blob. Let's click on it and now you see a little window opens up to upload a blob. Let's select here a file from my local drive. Thomas JPEG sounds good, let's open this one. And I just click on upload. Now let's close this window here and now you see Thomas JPEG is stored in Blob Storage. Let's click on this blob. You can see here an overview of the blob and you can even click on Edit Blob and then you will see this image. Let's go back to the overview. In the overview you see the URL for this blob. So let's copy this, let's exit the full screen mode and let's open up a second tab in my browser and let's paste and navigate to that blob URL. As you can see, the URL is wiredbraincoffee.blob.core.windows.net. Images is the container and Thomas JPEG is the blob name. We get an error, resource not found, because the public access level on the container is set to private. Now let's go back to the Azure portal and let's go up to the Images container. On the Images container there is an access policy setting. You see here the public access level. So let's change it now to blob to allow anonymous read access for blobs. And let's save this. Now let's go back to the other tab and let's refresh here. And now you can see we get the Thomas JPEG file. Now let's upload another blob to our Images container. So I go back to the overview and I click upload again and I select another file. Let's select here the logo PNG file. This time I click here on Advanced. Under Advanced you can see that we can specify a blob type. There are 3 blob types available. I just keep the default, which is block blob. I can also specify a block size and I can upload to a folder. But as you know, Blob Storage doesn't support folders. So this is actually just a prefix to the blob name, which is in this case logo PNG. Let's enter here 2018 as a folder and let's click on the upload button. Let's close this upload blob view and you can see that we have here a 2018 folder. But this is just a virtual directory, as it is just the prefix of the logo PNG blob name. So when you click on this logo PNG blob, you can see here the name 2018/logo PNG. But the Azure portal is able to pass the name to display 2018 as a virtual directory. Now let's copy here this blob URL. Let's open up another tab in my browser and let's paste the URL and let's navigate to the logo PNG blob. Now you see we have images/2018/logo PNG. Now let's try to list the blobs in the Images container. So here I say comp list and you can see resource not found. Let's go back to the Azure portal and let's go to the Images container. I go again to the access policy and this time I set the public access level to container and I click Save. Just to mention, it usually takes some seconds until the new public access level gets active. Now let's go back to this other tab and let's refresh here. Now you can see that 2 blobs are found. The 2018/logo PNG, and here you can actually see that this is the name of that blob, and the Thomas JPEG blob. You also see the URLs here that you can use to read the blobs. Now in this demo you have seen how to create a container and how to upload blobs to that container. Now let's talk a bit more about the blob type that you can set when you upload a blob.